What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the Born Money Podcast. It's your host, Mr. Born Money, here to help you stay calm, print money, and live life on your terms. Now, cue the financial disclaimer. Now, what I want to do is clearly communicate that this is not financial advice by any means whatsoever. All I'm doing is sharing what's worked for me, some of the investment principles that I've learned over the years, and this is for pure entertainment purposes. If you're seeking financial advice, if you have issues with your own portfolio, seek a financial advisor, somebody who's licensed and who's qualified to be able to meet you at your unique needs. This is just for educational purposes and entertainment purposes only. Well, today what I wanted to talk about is actually one of the most important things that I'm starting to learn when it comes to just deploying capital and then comes to investing and all these different things is really like managing your debt to income ratio. But then also as an entrepreneur who is investing, you also have to be very tactful when it comes to your tax returns and how much income you're showing on your taxes, how much you're not showing, and all these different things. And it's a really incredible balancing act that has to be done to really put you in a position where you're able to get the best financing to fund asset purchase, but then while also being able to simultaneously limit your tax liability and make sure that you're not unnecessarily paying too much for taxes. So this was like super important really for the most recent purchase that we're working on closing on. Because actually the lender actually told me like delay your submitting your taxes, because this year what we're going to be doing, because there's some losses I can take advantage of from crypto. There's some loss of deductions that we can take advantage of. So this year we're going to show an initial loss on the balance sheet for our taxes so that we can essentially eliminate the tax liability for 2022. So all the different things, because of the massive price fluctuations that happen in the market, where even though I still left profitably, I can still take the losses from the peak of the crypto portfolio. I can take the losses from the peak to where they are now and use that as deductions and offsetting and completely reducing our tax liability. So strategically, instead of like getting the taxes filed on time and things like that, it made more sense to kind of put it off so that one, we can still close on the property without any issues whatsoever. But then two, we can still, during that time period, before we close on the next property, we're able to show a great positive deposits into the different bank accounts that we use when we're looking at making an investment. So it's one of those things where you don't really think about it. And it's really important to start thinking through when you are at that level and it makes sense. There's levels to it, and there's lots of things that you need to become more aware of. And one of the best practices that you can have is you really need to have a good CPA. Like you need to have a good bookkeeper, and you need to have like a good financial team that can walk you through those things. And so you need to have a solid team in place, right? So when it comes to building your team for investing, this is something I'm still learning, but because I know how to build a team for a business, I started treating our portfolio and the management of our portfolio as a business in and of itself. So if I want to be able to run this business as efficiently as possible, I need to make sure I have the right people on my team helping me manage and grow that business, right? So when I'm looking at the principle that I use to build the different companies, I'm thinking through, okay, what are the core talent that I need on the team, right, that are going to help to be the brains, and so I don't have to worry about things being done properly. And then what are the supporting casts that each brain in the different department of the business needs so that they don't have to worry about doing everything? And then how do we create the processes to develop supporting casts and help develop them into different, more sophisticated roles inside of the business? So I think through a lot of those things. And as I was thinking through it, when we're getting ready to launch a brand new business, right? It was crazy how quickly I was able to do this. I knew exactly the type of person that I wanted for all the different departments in the business. I knew exactly the type of people that I wanted for like the core leadership roles. I knew the supporting casts that we needed. I already know like the type of marketing that we need to run and all these different things, like assembling the team and getting everybody together for the business launch was like, wow, that took me like no time or effort whatsoever because it's something that I've done so much and I have so much reps underneath the bar to the point where I can put on like 4 plates on the bar and just rep it out, no problem, right? But now translating that to building a team for an investment portfolio and surrounding yourself with the right people to do this correctly, because it's something I've never done before, it's taken a lot longer, right? It took me a lot longer to do. You know, I'm fortunate enough now to have a great CPA firm. Fortunate enough now to have like great mortgage people that I can work with. We've got our real estate investor. We've got our financial advisor. We have a team that does like data analysis now for different markets that we're looking at. I have my research team when it comes to crypto. I have people on the development side on crypto to help me analyze certain things. We have our security team and security protocols. And so it's taken a lot longer to kind of think through, okay, what do I need? What don't I need? How do these kind of work together to really help me get the most out of the things that I'm looking to do? So it's crazy, like my mortgage guy, and my CPAs, and then I also have my legal, my lawyer, and making sure things are buttoned up on the legal side and all those different things. When it comes to like just the investing, because it's not something that I've done or have a ton of experience in, I'm learning, right? And I'm kind of going through that process all over again, understanding that hey, this is a new exercise for my body, right? Do I have the supporting strength to be able to do it from some of the other workouts and some of the other types of exercises that I've done? Yes, but because it's still a new movement pattern, right? It's still a different type of movement. My body is is having to go through a period where it's adjusting. And it's the same thing when it comes to building a portfolio and structuring some of these deals and looking at the numbers and having the right people on the team and knowing how to do the management and all these different things. It's like you still have to be able to structure it in a way where you have the right team around you to do that and be okay with it just sucking, with you sucking. I mean, I tell people this all the time, especially when they're getting into business for the first time. Just accept the fact for like the first year, the first 12 months of you being in business, you're just going to suck at everything. What's going on? I wanted to take this time to quickly interrupt this video or this podcast. If you found this helpful and you're interested in getting started investing on the blockchain, we have an incredible program called the Boring Money System inside of our Wealth Sanctum. What we do is we'll guarantee you'll produce cash flow within the first 30 days of setting up your first digital cash flowing real estate on the blockchain, or you don't pay. So if you're interested in that, there'll be a link somewhere in the show notes for you to be able to apply and schedule a free strategy session where we can look at your portfolio, look at your financials, and figure out what would be the best and most efficient way to deploy capital on the blockchain to guarantee cash flow. Hope to see you on the inside. Back to the show. Right. Outside of the thing that you know very, very well, you're still going to suck at everything. You're going to suck at being able to unpack your knowledge and distill it in a way where somebody else can take it and it changes their behavior and how they do things and it gets them result. Like you're just going to suck at those things. You're going to make a lot of mistakes. But if you can approach it without ego and know that you're learning and you give yourself the grace to be able to learn and make mistakes and not beat yourself up over the mistakes that you make, now you put yourself in a position where you have nothing to lose, right? So, and this is kind of the same approach that I'm taking when it comes to just really mastering deploying capital, right? I have like our overarching principle on what that looks like, what building a team looks like, and starting to put those things together. But how it's being done in practice requires time, it requires effort, and it requires energy, just trial and error. You know, there's some mistakes that can happen And then there's some things that you may not have prepared properly. And so for me, I have mentors on the investing side, right? I have mentors that help me with the financing. I have mentors. I have a mentor that's helped me with analyzing deals. I have a mentor that helps me with analyzing opportunities and all these different things. Why? Because I value mentorship and I understand that I don't know what I don't know. And I've always done best when I learn from people who are doing the things that I want to do, right? And for me, I'm not so prideful that I expect people to teach me for free, right? I happily pay them for their time because I know if I'm paying them for their time, now they can have it allocate time to really dedicate to helping me and giving me the information that I need so that I can grow selfishly because I have nothing really to offer them besides my willingness to learn, my money, and then also the results that I get from implementing the feedback that they give me. And they get to selfishly use that to, boost their ego and feel a level of fulfillment and satisfaction from being able to take their knowledge, impart it onto me, and me taking that knowledge and actually executing on it and getting results from doing the things that they recommended, right? So for me, I love mentorship. I love the game of building a business. And now I get to kind of apply that to the game of just building our portfolio and the game of just learning how to deploy capital in the most efficient way possible. So it's an awesome game to learn. And so one of the things for you guys who are listening, if you're not at a point where, you'd be listening to the podcast and you're wanting to invest more in things like that, but you don't have the capital and you're not in a position where you know how to make more money and things like that. One of the things we're going to be launching on that side is Remote Hustlers Academy, where if you are really want to get into investing and you want to increase the amount of your earning capacity, because that's the first thing you have to do. You have to increase your earning capacity and be able to make more money, right? And then you have to keep your expenses, either reduce your expenses or keep it fixed so that as you increase your earning capacity, there's a gap between what your expenses are and what you're earning. And then you can take that overflow and invest it and deploy it into building and growing your wealth long term, or take some of that overflow and reinvest it into yourself to increase further increase your earning capacity and keep doing that until you reach a earning capacity where you just can't reinvest that back into yourself and it makes more sense to deploy it. The Remote Hustlers Academy is going to be where you're just going to be able to get about different side hustles. One of my mentors is launching a short-term rental coaching program where he teaches people how to produce cash flow in real estate without having to invest in real estate, right? So now you can start learning the game of real estate. You can start investing into building a portfolio of cash flow in real estate without using your own money to do so, and providing a service to the marketplace to other investors who have the money to invest in real estate, but they don't have the time or the bandwidth to maximize that investment. He's going to teach them. He's going to teach you, if you're interested in that, how to provide a service and then be able to pocket the difference in cash flow as a result of you taking over the management of their property and listing it on different places like Airbnb and structuring the deals and things like that. So that's a great opportunity for somebody who is trying to grow their wealth, but they're like, I don't know how to make more money, or I don't have the skills, but I'm willing to learn. That's going to be a great opportunity for you to actually be able to do so, and do it in a way where it's very, very low risk, right? You don't even have to bring your own money to set up and start building a portfolio of cash flowing real estate assets, right? So he's been able to do it and do it at a very high level. And now he's actually at a point where he's starting to teach people how to do it themselves. And I think that's gonna be a great opportunity for a lot of you guys who are listening and looking for a side hustle. Because I was asking him, hey, what are the requirements? You need to be willing to spend like 2 to 3 hours a day to build your portfolio and find the deals, right? 2 to 3 hours a day. You could do that part-time. That's nothing. All right. So I just wanted to share that and just kind of give you some perspective on, you know, some of the things that I'm learning in real time as I'm working on building our team. But for you guys, as you're working on growing and reaching your financial goals, you also need a team as well, right? You need to find the right people. You need a mentor. You need coaching. You need information. You need all those things so you know what to do and how to do it. And you can kind of fast track the trial and error process that comes inevitably when you try to do something like that on your own. I never would have experienced success in crypto if I didn't invest in mentorship and surrounded myself with the right people to teach me. Never would have experienced the success that I have in real estate if I didn't invest in mentorship and surrounding myself with the right people to teach me and build a team around that, right? I never would have been able to experience success in business if I didn't surround myself with the right people and mentorship. Like, you can see the patterns of success, right? There are patterns of failure, but there are also patterns of success that you can model. And if you're just willing to learn from the patterns of success, you're going to experience success yourself if you're willing to learn and model those patterns. I don't know a single person who's successful that did not have people in their corner guiding and teaching them and supporting them along the way. Right? I don't know a single person in any industry whatsoever. So it's the same thing with you. If you want to increase your earning capacity, you got to get a mentor. And so an opportunity with the six-figure superhost is going to be a really great opportunity for a lot of you guys who are listening and aren't quite at that income threshold, but want a side hustle that you can do on the side and still allow you to get into the game of real estate without having to come out of pocket to do it on your own. So let me know if you found that helpful. Till next time, stay calm, print money, and have life on your terms. Deuces. If you found this video helpful, chances are you're gonna find a ton of value in our Boring Money community, where I'm in there live, actively sharing articles, market updates, and just educating you on what's going on in the market real time. So if you don't want to wait for another one of these episodes or another video training to come out, and you want to have live updates on what's happening in the market, go ahead and join the Boring Money community, where you can have access to us and be able to ask any questions that you want, and potentially even get featured in an episode. Till next time, hope to see you on the inside.